Hello from your favorite Grasslands PR team. Today we're back with another reason why these overlooked and underappreciated ecosystems are objectively the best biome. I'm Alan.
I'm Nicole.
And I'm Rachel. And today we are doing a silly joint episode in a little bit of a different format from normal. We decided that there is a problem with the United States of America.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of, well, I mean, without getting too political, there's a lot of problems.
Well, sure.
I think we can all agree.
Po buddy's nerfect.
Oh, God. Anyway, the problem we're talking about is that our national symbols suck.
Yeah.
So we decided that we are going to take a group effort to rectify that situation, propose some better alternative national symbols, at least from the, animal side of things. I don't feel qualified to comment about seals or things like that. Not seals the animal. I mean, seal, like the circles that have the pictures in them, seals.
Not even from a design perspective?
Well, okay.
There's some real bad ones out there.
There's some real bad ones. And, the bald eagle seal that we did that was sort of like, imperialism, grains in my claws, talons, etc. At least they had the vision to turn it at some point. I think it was like in the third committee. I read this last night. They turned that just generic eagle into a bald eagle specifically because that's an American eagle.
Yeah.
And that's why they picked that stupid bird as our national symbol. So,
The Great Seal of the United States.
indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay.
So anyway, we're gonna tackle some of those symbols. Should I just say what all of our categories are up on the top end? Yeah, sure.
You should. For my own edification, because I did not do this assignment correctly, but I am here for it.
Oh boy. So the national animal of the United States of America kind of sucks. It could be better anyway.
Yes.
I mean, bald eagles are fine. Honestly, I think they kind of are fine for America.
Yeah.
Do not confuse us with the national mammal, which is the bison. Perfect. No notes at all. That
Stunning choice.
absolutely great choice. We also decided that oak trees being a national tree, fine, whatever. That's fine. It does bother me that they just said oaks. And
genus.
they couldn't even bother to pick like a specific oak, but whatever. The flower, on the other hand, stupid. If in case you're not familiar, the national flower is the rose. just the rose. That's stupid. We also decided that maybe we just need more categories. So we've also each picked out, well, theoretically, we've each picked out a new potential category to pitch for a national symbol for the country. Yep.
Yes.
What a great patriotic episode. All right.
USA.
I can't. Can't even jokingly say it. Do you want to start with flower?
Do we want to start with flower?
We can start with flower.
Sure, we can start with flower.
Yeah. So currently, the rose, like the European rose, non-native, invasive, terrible, kind of basic. Like, I just hate this choice. How are you feeling, Rachel?
Okay, so the rose was picked out as our national symbol in 1986.
Okay.
So not as recent as the bison. Like the time doesn't really, make or break a symbol. I think it's stupid. And I think so while yes, the rose you were picturing isn't necessarily a native plant. Everybody points out when they're talking about the rose that, the rose has a long history in the United States, like as a native plant too. So they're doing the oak thing where they're saying like just roses in general, all roses, which is a giant family, are our national symbol. But that's not really what they mean.
Yeah.
Does that include then apples?
And that
everything in the rose family.
Right. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like it just seems like a cop out. Like they wanted to seem like they were, I don't know, being patriotic. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a quote from the special ceremony they did in the White House Rose Garden when they made this proclamation about the flower. Do you guys want to hear it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Great. This is President Ronald Reagan declaring the rose the national flower. Here was what the proclamation said. I don't know what Ronald Reagan's voice sounds like enough to do an impression.
I don't think you need to do an impression. That's okay.
Yeah.
He's an actor. I'll just be dramatic. More often than any other flower, we we hold the rose dear as the symbol of life and love and devotion. This is not what he sounds like, I'm aware. Of beauty and eternity. We see proofs of this everywhere. The study of fossils reveals that the rose has existed in America for age upon age. Our first president, George Washington, bred roses. The White House itself boasts a beautiful rose garden. We grow roses in all our 50 states. We decorate our celebrations and parades with roses. Most of all, we present roses to those we love. And we lavish them on our altars, our civil shrines, and the final resting places of our honored dead.
Okay.
So that's what Ronald Reagan said.
Oh, God. Sorry. I was really struggling to keep it together there.
Until we looked at each other.
Oh, God. What was that?
Are you guys okay?
No.
You sounded like a cartoon snake. What was that? What a choice. Okay.
I told you my method. I was just going to be dramatic. And
Yeah, that was dramatic.
I think of him as an old person, even though he definitely wasn't old at the time.
Oh, no, he was extremely old for a president. Not as old as Joe Biden, but he was old for a president.
I think
No, I mean,
I
that's...
think my idea of old presidents has gotten warped by recent years.
Yeah. Well, that's because our current president was already the oldest person to ever hold the office on the day he was inaugurated.
Right,
so
right.
he's breaking records there.
God.
Yep.
Every day he's in office. He's breaking records.
Fascinating.
Yes.
Anyway, see what they did there? They were like, yeah, look at the fossil history. We have so many roses and we put them on dead people's graves and stuff, and roses are pretty
But they're
great.
definitely just talking about the fucking European rose.
I mean, for sure,
Like-
yeah. But
Yeah.
they're trying to make it seem, yeah. So,
And like, if you look up like the actual, because they do specify a species name on this, at least on Wikipedia, and that's all
on
the research
Wikipedia,
that I
they
did.
had 2 different pictures
Yeah.
of different roses.
Yeah, which is stupid. But
Okay.
anyways, beautiful. Thank you for that. I still don't
Yeah.
like the rose.
No, that's some good historical context, but also I would just say a resounding who cares.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Basic.
We have a continent full of gorgeous native wildflowers to choose from.
Right.
So why
Mm-hmm.
pick the intensely cultivated, intensely
Boring.
manicured, utterly joyless rose?
Wow.
I don't know if it's joyless.
I mean,
That's
it's
a
fine.
little intense.
Roses are fine. They're fine.
I think the only thing that like makes legitimate sense for me is that we have like this really iconic rose garden in the White House. Like, I mean, like that. Okay.
But like, let's focus on the rest of the nation. Like, we
Well,
don't
yeah, for
like,
sure.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking
Yeah.
about one garden in one house.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious what you guys picked for your national flower and your reasoning behind it. Alan, what are
Would you like
Okay.
to go first?
All right. Well, look, I took a
Oh no. We're already getting off track.
No. I will. No, don't worry
Do
about
you
that.
want us to go first?
Hang on. No,
Okay.
it's fine.
Okay.
I just, I guess let me tell you my thought process here.
Okay.
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 So, what makes for a good national symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thought is that it should, in some way, actually encapsulate the spirit of a nation's people, and in a real sense. Okay, it shouldn't be something that we like mythologize or mischaracterize and twist for it to be like how we view ourselves, because that does neither the animal, we're not really viewing its truth, or our own, right?
We are talking about flowers right now.
Yes. No, I know. I'm just giving you my reasoning here.
Oh,
Okay,
sure.
Okay.
I mean, this all seems like, like you were on track and you knew the assignment.
Yes. So I picked things for these categories that I felt like really reflect the nature of the American people.
Yeah.
Okay.
In a real way.
Yeah.
So
is this all a shit post?
first of all, who used the term shit post for this? Because I wouldn't call this a shit post.
Okay, I'm just asking.
I mean, we really will be able to judge that after we know.
Yeah, what you picked.
Yeah.
Okay. I had two choices that I was juggling between for flower.
Okay.
The first one is the common dandelion.
I straight up almost did dandelion too.
Are you serious? That's not even native.
I know, but that's the funny part.
That's the funny part,
Oh my
because you know
God.
what? A lot of the people who live in the United States, their heritage originates elsewhere as well. Okay, we're the melting pot. You know.
Okay.
Yes. Just like the noble dandelion.
Just like the noble dandelion. So
This is both extremely facetious and also very earnest.
Yeah, that's what made the dandelion a really good choice. I'm so excited.
So,
Oh my
okay,
God.
what are some of the more? Because for each of the symbols that I chose, I tried to identify the most American thing about it, and then the most American thing about it. Okay.
Okay.
So, some American things about dandelions. They're wide-ranging. They, they expand quickly. They are tenacious, and they're hardy, and they're durable. The most American thing about it, though, I think, is that they will thrive literally in any condition you put them in. I think that's a nice thing. We've all seen a dandelion just growing out of a crack in the sidewalk. They're kind of an undeterred plant. Okay. And I think that's admirable. They're also, a food source for non-native bees. So that's a plus.
The most common state insect, yes.
Yes, the most common state insect. So really,
my
it's
God.
a part of the American tapestry already, if you think about it.
You guys, one of the main complaints you had about the rose was that it wasn't native. Was that the only
Yeah, but
one
this
you
is
took
what we
seriously?
deserve.
All right. Okay. I'll give you the other option that I was going to choose.
Okay.
All right. Which a native choice.
I swear to God if it's what I picked.
I don't think it is.
Okay.
I picked wild lupines.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Why?
That's extremely invasive.
Yeah.
Invasive. Yes. That's also kind of American, isn't it?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But native to our oak savannas. And I want to
Is
say, wild lupines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For real?
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Take your word for it.
All right. Why? Because the perception of them, the reason they're called a lupine, is that they allegedly devour nutrients from the soil, that they wolf them down.
Okay.
Okay, quite
Okay.
literally. That they make the soil worse. But what's
Ah.
actually happening there is they can, show up in soil that's relatively poor quality, but as a legume, they improve that soil. So you put them somewhere, they're going to thrive a little bit, and they're going to make their surroundings just a little bit better. And I think that's, a nice thing for the American to aspire to. You try and make your community a little bit better.
So it's aspirational.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think it's stupid, but
That's fair. That's
yeah.
fair. That's stupid. And my flower is not really my I don't know that I cared about this particular category as much. I have a stronger argument for my other two.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicole, what do you
I'm
got?
excited. Okay. Yes.
Sorry, I felt like that was mean.
No.
No, it's fine.
You
I just like my selection
apologize
better.
to me. That's fine.
Everyone will always like their selection better.
Exactly. That's the normal feeling
Okay.
to have. You can.
I
pick
do
mine
want to
as
go
well.
next though,
Okay.
because it's also a shit post.
Oh my God.
I'm so glad that me and Alan are on the same page.
Yeah.
I'm glad one of us took this assignment
Hey,
seriously.
no, you wait.
I
wait.
really
I'm gonna
thought about this.
I'm going to inspire you later in this episode. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, so excited. Okay. My floral emblem, because it's not national flower. That's too simple, I guess. They call it a floral emblem.
Okay,
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what that means, but that's fine.
sure.
My new floral emblem is native.
Okay.
It's the purple poppy mallow.
Okay.
And not just
Gorgeous.
because I really like that flower. But it has a lot of uses, culturally very significant to a lot of people that have live here now and, have existed in these places in the past. It's edible, has a lot of medicinal uses. It's also just really pretty. It's got a nice little cup of flower, also called a wine cup. It's, it's one of those flowers where like every individual bloom may not last very long, but together they last all summer and all spring. They are just bringing joy to everyone around them for a really, really long time. Together they are strong, just like the American people.
And apes.
Anyways, it's very hardy.
Mhm.
It can
Okay.
survive in very poor soil, and just like the noble dandelion, wherever you put it, it'll do really, really well. Thriving under tough times, very American. Has really excellent foliage that is very visually interesting and very varied and unique. Every leaf is unique, just
Okay.
like the American people.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It does really well in full sun, being the center of attention, but can also, thrive under more humble conditions. Even if, like, rabbits come into your garden and eat it down to the nub, it has this wonderful tuber root where it stores its nutrients so it can bounce back harder than ever after hardship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Resilient.
So resilient. Without competition, it can get a little cocky and become highly aggressive and spread and take over, all the other plants around it, which is also very American.
Yes. A little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. This checks out.
Yeah, and that is why the purple poppy mallow should be our floral emblem. Thank you.
I like
Okay.
that. See, okay, there's a common thread here, things that are weedy, things that are difficult to eradicate, but have their own specific,
Yeah, they're merits.
their merits. They are, resilient, like Rachel said. I think that's nice.
Yeah. I do
That's
feel
nice.
like Alan's ultimate choice would probably be an easier sell to the American people. I feel like if most people would see your logic at the poppy mallow and say that is a weed.
I mean,
No, thank
just
you.
like the dandelion.
Oh, I forgot to mention one other thing about why the lupin is a better choice.
Oh, yeah.
They range from like a dark blue to a light purple.
Yeah.
And what do you mix to get a light purple?
Red and blue.
Red, white, and blue, baby. Let's go.
Oh,
Those
my
colors don't run.
God.
All right.
Oh my God.
But they do mix into purple.
They do mix, yeah. So I guess they do. Well, you know what? All right.
Okay. Yeah, gotta admit, those are pretty good
Thank you.
symbols for our flower emblem.
Feeling a lot of sarcasm, but continue.
I'm just saying, I think that mine is better.
Okay.
I wanted to propose a flower that was also native to the USA,
Mhm.
well known and loved, because that's the only type of nonsense that Congress would agree to pass or whatever, right? And I picked a flower that is known as the Queen of the Wildflowers and symbolizes justice, impartiality, and strength, which is stuff that America purports to stand for.
Mhm.
It also encourages people to stand up for what is right and symbolizes encouragement. It is a flower we all recognize. It is native to the whole U.S. east of the Rocky Mountains, and it is found across North America in meadows, fields, and even ditches. So, you know, that nonsense you guys were spouting about how it can survive in
Adversity.
adversity. True of this flower too, and it's the superior choice. It is the black-eyed Susan,
Okay.
which is actually a very serious, earnest choice.
Nice.
It is also the state flower for at least one state. Maryland chose it because it's vibrant and resilient, like the state's residents. It is versatile and drought tolerant.
Oh.
And overall, just a solid, realistic choice for a national flower emblem.
You really emphasized realistic, like that was the point of this.
Yeah.
Well, it's what I wanted.
Okay. I didn't realize we were going to be campaigning here for something.
Oh, you didn't
My
come into this
purple
thinking it was a
Poppy
campaign that you were going to have to argue for the merits of your choice? Like,
I mean, I'm ready to argue at all times.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Poppy Mallow was a serious choice. Black-eyed Susan was a very close second, but I was like, I feel like one of them is going to pick that, so I can't pick that. Like, that's too obvious.
Uh-huh.
So I went Poppy Mallow.
Too obvious.
Yeah.
Or is it just the right choice?
Mm-hmm.
Is it the obviously correct choice?
It's a very strong choice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that, and you make a fine argument for it. I will say, you perhaps are, again, being, you said I was aspirational in my choice. I question, you talk about, representing justice and impartiality. That seems also a little aspirational. I'm trying to meet with my symbols. I'm trying to meet America where it's at.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm trying to meet our people on our own terms here, and but it's nice to have those ideals, something to strive for.
Well, look, which one is the more realistic aspiration? Do we think America is capable of finding a sense of justice at some point in the future?
Sure.
Or do we think it's going to improve the soil that it's just decimating?
Well, I mean, we're gonna see, aren't we?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I mean,
Which one is an ideal that is writ in the founding documents, symbolized with a gift from the French, aka the Statue of Liberty?
Who said that Black-eyed Susan stands for these things?
The Old Farmer's Almanac.
Oh, okay.
The Old Farmer's Almanac.
Yes.
All right. Another founding document of our country.
Yes. Indeed.
I mean, yeah,
Source
kinda,
of
honestly.
great information.
Yeah.
Pretty gospel. Yeah. Wonder what it says about Poppy Mallow.
Let's find out. What does that say about Old Lupine?
Okay. It's a valid choice. It's a strong choice.
No, it is.
So round one goes to Rachel?
There's no scoring.
Are we scoring this?
No.
Obviously.
We have
Okay.
to let the public decide, if anything.
Oh my God.
I mean, Black-eyed Susan's a good choice.
Thank you.
I have faith in, that our ability to take care of each other. Okay.
But we're also capable of giving people black eyes.
And Black-eyed
Wow.
Susan is a very aggressive spreader,
Yeah.
just like the Poppy Mallow.
I
Which
think
is
all
why
the-
it encapsulates all the things you guys tried to say were good about your flowers in a better flower.
Yeah. I mean, we did all pick aggressively spreading flowers, which is intensely American. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair point.
Ding, 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 ding.
All right, fine. Give yourself a point. This is a game now, apparently. Ridiculous. Okay.
I don't think I'm going to win at least one of these categories, so it's fine.
Yeah.
What's our next category?
Should we do national animal?
Yeah, buddy.
And then the made up ones that we did? I feel like that's a nice
Yes.
closer.
Yeah, agreed.
I'll start.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Can we talk crap on the bald eagle first?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
It's, again, kind of basic. It sounds so wimpy that we never actually let it just make noises and like TVs and stuff. We just make
True.
it have a, red-tailed hawk noise instead.
That is true.
It's a literal landfill bird, which there's nothing wrong with that, but like we should embrace it, you
Yes.
know? Like it's fine that it eats garbage,
Yeah.
but we try to pretend like it doesn't.
That's
and
the
that's
thing.
yeah.
That's the thing. We are ignoring the true nature of the animal in
Yes.
favor of the myth.
Yes.
That is the main problem with bald eagle.
Yeah, I will say it really depends on like what you're trying to get out of a symbol, because if you do break down how bad the bald eagle is, I do feel like it sort of encapsulates the American spirit in a way that was completely unintended.
Yeah.
A lot of old naturalists have talked shit about this bird. For example, John James Audubon famously described the bird as, quote, ferocious, overbearing, and tyrannical, which I feel like, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But those aren't the positive qualities of Americans.
That's not why it was chosen.
Yeah.
Right. Arthur Cleveland Bent, how about this one instead? Said the bald eagle was, quote, an errant coward with a ridiculously weak and insignificant voice.
I mean,
amazing.
Yeah. If you've never heard a bald eagle in person, it's
I'll do it right now.
very strange. Yeah. Pretty close. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty dead on. Yeah. They don't sound what you would expect. Like, yep. Okay.
Hideous.
Hideous indeed.
Yeah. Any other founding father knowledge?
Are you waiting for me to talk about Ben Franklin?
I mean, what? Yeah, you're
might
the
as
one
well.
that.
Yeah. I mean, you guys have all heard Ben Franklin talking crap about the eagle, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I think so. Like, it is sort of like an imperial symbol, and it the way that it became our national symbol started off as like an argument about the seal of the United States, and it sort of morphed into an eagle. There's like a common myth that Ben Franklin argued for the turkey to be the national symbol instead, and that's actually not true.
Ooh.
Technically. Yeah. He did praise the turkey in a letter to his daughter, and kind of said that he regretted the bald eagle being a symbol, but he never actually argued for the turkey to be a symbol. Actually, you've seen the seal, right, with the bald eagle kind of spread eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah. He basically said it kind of looks like a turkey. and here's the reasons why a turkey would have been better, but like in a casual letter to his daughter. Yeah. He did think the bald eagle was stupid, though. He said it was a bird of, quote, bad moral character.
Yes.
He does not get his... Oh, I should do a Ben Franklin voice.
God.
Hang on.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
all know what he sounds like.
You may have seen him.
Oh, he sounds just like Ronald Reagan. Wow. Huh. Go
Hang
on.
Nope, I'm...
Suspense.
I don't want to read this whole thing because it's a lot.
Okay.
Basically, he says it's a lazy bird. It steals other birds' fish. It's like,
Yeah.
lame. And it's a purveyor of injustice in that way. He says, quote, he's a rank coward. The little kingbird, not bigger than a sparrow, attacks him boldly and drives him out of the district.
Nice.
Yeah. He also just says that it looks kind of like a turkey on the seal. And he's like, well, the turkey is a much better bird. It's really respectable and it has a true original, like native to America, quality to it. But yeah, I don't know. Good points all around.
Yeah. So yeah, I see what you're saying. There is like sort of an unintended aspect to the bald eagle that, sort of looks, sort of connects with our country, for better or worse, right?
Yeah.
I think I took a similar approach with this.
Okay.
With this national animal, except I want to lean into that, that I guess bird that has a negative connotation, but really is, I mean, it's a pretty good fit for us. Okay.
Okay. Still a bird.
Still a bird.
Yeah.
Still going to bird with this. Okay.
Can I guess?
You can, but I'll yell at you if you get it right.
Wow. I don't know if the trade-off is worth it, Nicole.
I mean, it's kind of worth it. Is it the shrike?
No, it is not the shrike.
Okay.
A good choice though.
Interesting.
Okay.
Is yours the shrike?
I'm not saying.
Okay.
Let me
Continue.
tell you a little bit of my logic behind this. Okay. What virtue do you think best defines America? Rachel, go.
Dangerous question.
I don't feel comfortable answering this question.
A virtue is something inherently positive. Keep that in
Okay.
mind.
Resilient.
Okay.
Can I steal hers?
You're both going to say resilient?
Yeah.
Wow.
A fine choice. I would say ingenuity.
Oh, okay.
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 There's a lot of hardships in our history as a nation that our people have overcome, right? Through grit, gumption, and sheer resourcefulness. Not to mention a knack for clever problem solving.
It's a Corvid.
It's the kind.
I kind of yeah.
It's the kind of thinking that allowed us to harness the spark of electricity and light the darkness.
Did we? Okay.
Allowed us to change the courses of rivers and turn deserts into golf courses. Okay. It's the
aspirational.
the kind of thinking that lets us slip the surly bonds of earth and take flight to touch the face of the 51st state.
Wow.
The moon.
Whoa.
You're right. The moon probably will be a state before Puerto Rico is.
Probably, yeah. We are problem solvers by nature. Now that, ingenuity doesn't always yield the best results, right? America is an experiment, an experiment in self-governance. So sometimes that experiment puts its test subjects through a lot of rough spots. So that's why I am looking at an animal, that deals well with the roughness of life in America. Okay, and I did have to pick a synanthrope. Okay, so this is an animal that I felt, we needed to pick an animal that that doesn't thrive out in like the, the unblemished, untouched wilderness of America, right? Because that's not real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It needs to be something that thrives alongside the American way of life. So that is why I am selecting the American crow.
Okay.
That
is very American.
Exactly. This bird is undeterred by towering cities, by countless miles of road, by the immeasurable quantities of artifice and waste in our society. It survives, nay, thrives in those environments. What are some American things about the crow? It's smart. It's social. It learns amply from its environment, and it creates novel solutions to problems.
Ooh.
The most American thing about it is that it refuses to be messed with. Okay. You don't mess with the crow. Okay, the crow messes with you, Jack. All right. There's a lot of great examples of this. We're familiar with studies about crow facial recognition. Okay, they band together. They will, if you harass crows, there's been studies done, and I think it's the University of Washington, where they wore different horrifying masks and then were able to identify like, oh, this is our antagonist. Like, and the crows would know that. They would share this information. They're social learners. They seek information and they share it with others. They disperse that information through networks to their individual family units and outside of, crows who weren't even there. Right.
So nothing is proprietary in crow culture.
No, I mean, well, okay, hold on now, because there's there's America's institutions, but then there's its people. Okay, the crows represent the people. You know what I'm saying?
The 99%.
Yes. So, and look, we do this all the time on social media, on reality TV. We are constantly looking at people, and we're looking at dangers and cautionary tales from the outside world, and we're sharing that information in ridiculous ways and being like, whoa, don't be like that. Okay.
Yeah.
This is what crows are doing as well. They're recognizing threats. They're recognizing potential pitfalls. They're sharing it, dispersing the information amongst each other, and they're figuring out how to get through it because it's rough out there, you guys. It's rough out there.
Oh my God.
Also, they hold grudges. Okay.
Yes.
And Americans absolutely do that. There's another study that showed that they were these crows that would do the facial recognition were still capable of recognizing the person who aggravated them 2.5 years later.
Nice.
So very strong, very grudge holdy. They will do things. Okay, if you try to make their life worse, they will just return that to you with sheer spite, and I love that. There's they did a study actually, and this was with. this was with common ravens, not crows, but they did a study on exploitation. Okay. Basically, what they would do is they would ask crows to like, to trade them an object for a potential reward. Okay, so they would get the first raven. Sorry, not crows. They would get the first raven to trade an object, and then they would give the first raven nothing. Then the second raven would come along, trade the object. That raven gets a reward.
Wow.
Second time around, they would do it again. All right, thanks for that. You get nothing. Take it from the second raven. You get a reward. After repeated trials of that, the first raven was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not working for you for free, man.
Yeah.
I value my time, my labor, my contribution to this whole situation.
Yeah.
Okay. You better pay me. All right. They stand for, like, we don't want to let ourselves be tread on, perhaps some would say. So I think crows, ravens, corvids in general really represent like that tenacious, refusal to be, we don't sit and take, an affront. We return it. We adapt. We overcome.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Together. Beautiful.
Yes. It's a good bird.
Alan wins this one.
Yeah, I'm just going to give you the point right now. We don't even need to share what ours were.
Oh, but I already knew what yours were. I didn't mean to go on a rant. I just, I want to hear what your guys are.
That was incredible. I have no notes. That
okay.
Your sales pitch for the American Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accepted.
It's right in the name.
Write the legislation right now.
It's also like Rachel was saying with the flower, like it's one that like people would actually get behind because like crows are cool. So like, yeah, good job.
Cool. And they're smart. So much smarter than bald eagles.
Yeah, that's true. I think the only thing it doesn't have going for it is that it's a little bit of a generic bird in the sense that it doesn't look like it's any different from other crows, and therefore, it doesn't feel as majestic or special, even though it is an American crow.
Yeah.
But I think, the name kind of makes up for that.
Yeah.
For sure.
Also, there's way stupider, like national or state birds even. Did you know that the state bird of Rhode Island is the Rhode Island red, which is a type of chicken?
I was going to say.
That's incredibly stupid. So American Crow, that's fine. Like
fine.
even people who are like, that's not that iconic, shut up.
Yeah. If we're going to celebrate a kleptoparasite, let's really celebrate it. Let's be like, you know what? That's cool. What that bird's doing, that bird is surviving out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, for sure.
Rachel, do you want to do yours? I would like to go last on this one.
Yeah, sure. I'll do mine next. Like I said, I think Alan wins, so let's just get that out of the way right now. Like Alan, I thought that making a national animal a bird was the right choice. So I wanted to keep it a bird. I wanted it to be something uniquely American, like the bald eagle. I was tempted by a few things. I was tempted by the roadrunner. I was tempted by the scissor-tailed flycatcher. I was tempted by any of the 3 meadowlark species, but I decided that their ranges were a little bit too narrow. Like they didn't really encapsulate like all of America very well.
For sure.
I was tempted by the American goldfinch. Very unique bird. Touches every state.
American,
except
right in the
maybe
name.
Alaska. Yeah, exactly. American. But I didn't really think its traits matched America, and I didn't think the American people would go for that. Then I was like, well, hold on. What is more specific to this side of the world than vultures?
Oh, God.
New World vultures? That's a crazy, cool, unique thing. They have some traits in common with the bald eagle that I appreciate. However, the turkey vulture migrates to South America and like lives in South America year round, and that's not really strictly American, like United States American. So I thought, what better symbol? Well, now I know it's the American crow is the better symbol, but what better symbol?
Don't undersell anything.
Than a New World vulture, which is the biggest bird in North America, We have a history of basically driving it to near extinction, which I feel like really encapsulates our relationship with animals here in the United States. Used to be far more common, and is sort of the purifier, scavenger, cleanup crew of the bird world. I thought, the California condor. Now, I know what you're thinking. That has probably the most restricted range out of any bird I mentioned.
But
You're right. But listen, they used to be very common. Like in the late Pleistocene, they were across the entire continent.
dang,
Just want to say.
it's true. They just, them being named California is quite a recent development. one would
Right.
say.
True.
Exactly. And, when Lewis and Clark first, saw them and observed them, their records from back in that time had their range being way more expansive than it is today. So, it's a bird that kind of collapsed under the threat of Americans. And Americans decided to band together and save this bird and kind of put a never-ending effort into the rehabilitation of a species that we just can't stop killing. And I thought that was kind of nice.
Also, like resiliency and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Okay,
We can sell this. You're not selling it, but like I can see the merits.
I do have a list of other features. Just like we'll go through them real quick, and then we can get to Nicole's bird. Heaviest bird in North America. That's very American. Iconic, beautiful, also American. Dominates at the dinner table. It will bully anything except for golden eagles, including bald eagles. So, they are a pretty dominant animal. They're very sturdy. They can survive 1 to 3 weeks without eating. Pretty amazing. Pees on itself. Self-explanatory.
Sure.
Engages in corporal punishment of its youngsters. For example, it'll restrain its nestlings with a foot. It'll just step on its baby's necks to restrain them when it needs to.
All right.
Especially if they're, getting too much food and it's trying to like remove its own beak from its baby's mouth. And it's like, whoa, Buster, just like foot to throat, shove its head into the ground. Stop that. It's famous for having a lot of crash landings as it's learning to fly, They often fumble when they try new things out, much like America. They're constantly cleaning up trash that other people make. That's pretty cool. They do that. Also, they're a huge money sink. So we just keep pouring tons and tons of resources into them, just like we pour tons and tons of our resources into things that we probably shouldn't.
Fair.
What an interesting take.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I love it.
Thank you.
First of all, terrific bird.
Yeah.
Great choice. It's a great choice.
Very American.
The reasoning is interesting. I do love the phrase "dominates at the dinner table." That's I don't know why. That sounds cool. Dominates at the dinner table. I don't know. Like why does dinner need to be a competition?
They made it that way.
Exactly.
They need all of the carcass for themselves. They need to gorge themselves first and foremost.
That's right.
So
including
move
all the
aside.
lead pellets.
Indeed.
Yep.
Which also very symbolic of the American people. We poisoned ourselves with lead for so long.
That's a good call.
That much like the California condor, we Americans still feel the effects of lead poisoning to this day.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Read it from my
Yeah, Nicole, let's hear it.
Okay, great. Rachel said that I was doing a bird, but I'm not doing a bird. I just want to make that very clear.
It's gonna be a bug.
It wasn't national.
Yeah, it is.
It's national symbol, not national bird.
Well, yeah, but birds are the right choice. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, I did do an invertebrate.
Of course.
It is not an insect.
Oh. Earthworm.
Roly-poly.
I almost did earthworm, and I was like, okay, I already did one non-native. I do want to do something that's native. It's not a roly-poly either. Hear me out.
Okay.
Planarians.
This is a wild choice. Yeah.
I don't really remember all of my reasoning, but I did write down some notes.
What do you mean?
She didn't come prepared for an argument. That's okay.
Okay.
Anyways, they're just little flatworms, literally flat, living underneath rocks, just like taking advantage of whatever space they can find. Very industrious in that way. They're very nearly impossible to kill. Very, very
Oh.
resilient, like we've been talking about.
Americans die all the time.
Shh. And
Sorry, go ahead.
you can cut off their tail, it grows back. Cut off their head, no problem. We'll just grow a new head. No big deal. Cut their bodies into literal multiple tiny pieces. Each one of those tiny pieces grows into a new worm. Amazing.
Solid.
Yeah.
Fun.
Solid.
They're also really cute.
That's highly
Honestly-
subjective, but yeah.
Undeniable.
Thank you. One end of them is just like a little rounded tail, and then the other end is like a little I don't even know, like a arrow, kind of like an arrowhead sort of.
Mhm.
And they got the little cheeks called oracles, which is like one of my favorite words in the entire universe. And then they got giant eyeballs, and they're just adorable. And they are also kind of vicious, turns out. They are predators. Like,
Oh.
they only eat meat and other tiny invertebrates.
I honestly didn't realize that.
Yeah. They will eat food significantly bigger than themselves. Like, they just kind of wrap their little wormy bodies around like a shrimp or like a small fish and just like just chew it until it dies. Which is pretty metal. They also will use their slime coat to trap prey, which, is industrious, I think. And they can survive for weeks without food, much like the condor, but even longer than the condor. And all that happens is they kind of shrink in size,
Aw.
and they're fine. Yeah, they're just amazing and hardy and resilient and cute. Probably some other,
Slimy?
well, everyone's slimy sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotta embrace it.
Oh yeah.
Use it to kill your enemies.
what an inspiring statement.
Thank you.
I really like
Embrace your flaws. Use it to overcome obstacles.
Wow.
that. That's really good.
Thank you.
I don't even think I have anything to say to that.
No, that's
Sure.
a very solid choice.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Honestly, all three of these would be compelling national animals, national symbols.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of a tougher sell probably to put a planarian on a coin or something.
They could just curl
That'd
up
be
and be really cute.
Could you imagine that'd be so cute if it was like they have little eye spots? It was on a coin.
Yeah, no, it'd be great, but I'm just saying, like, people are gonna look at that and they'd be like, yeah.
That's
It'd be a
goofy.
collector's item. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
goofy. It's
Okay,
fun.
You're right. It is goofy and fun. That's kind of a good segue, I think, to
Oh no.
our final section here.
Uh-huh.
Category?
Our
Yep.
final categories, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna let you guys know mine is very serious.
Oh wow,
I went back to
mine-
being serious this time.
Uh-huh.
Dang. Okay. Do we want to wrap up on a serious note? I think maybe. Do you want to go? How serious?
Rachel
is
hasn't
yours?
started yet.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Rachel,
why don't I
start.
start with serious and then we'll just decline from there.
Great.
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 I'm excited.
Give it.
Okay. So for inspiration, I looked at national symbols that other countries have that we are lacking
Mm.
to see, what other people think encapsulates their culture that Americans should also get on board with. And it turns out a lot of other countries have a national fruit,
Mm.
which we don't have. And, the Americas are the origin of so many foods that have become popular worldwide. I thought this was something we should definitely represent. Now, we have a ton of options here. Many species of these following fruits are native to America or the Americas: strawberries, blueberries, cranberries, raspberries, salmon berries, blackberries, plums, black cherry. So many options. I didn't pick any of those.
Good options though.
Yeah. So like there's a rich tapestry to
Yeah.
draw from for this category. Obviously, I have one picked out that I thought would represent the United States really well. I have two options. The first is the Concord grape,
Oh.
which, I don't really have anything to say about that. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Fair.
The other one, which I have more of an argument for, is the pawpaw.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The pawpaw.
The pawpaw is a custard apple that's unique to North America. There are custard apples in other parts of the world, but this one is just for us. It's ours. It has a lot of names that I think are really fun. Wild banana, prairie banana, basically insert blank banana. There's a lot of names like that. It's also called the American custard apple, the hillbilly mango, and several other names in native languages. For example, Pawnee, Kansa, and Choctaw tribes have names for this fruit. They are sweet with a fun custardy texture and a flavor that's kind of like a banana, mango, and pineapple. And it's just delicious on its own, but also can be made into a really good ice cream or baked goods. I've seen people make pawpaw, what's it called? Cobbler before. Very good. And just a little fun side note, every other part of the tree besides the fruit is extremely toxic, which I feel like is kind of just a fun bonus. The bark, leaves, fruit itself, not in as high quantity, but the fruit and the seeds contain this potent neurotoxin called annonacin, which is a disabling and potentially lethal neurotoxin that causes brain lesions consistent with Parkinson's disease.
Wow.
The seeds are?
The seed, the bark, the leaves, the fruit itself. Basically, if you eat enough pawpaw every day of your life, you could develop symptoms, well, at least in rodents. They haven't done this with people. I don't think any people just on their own eat enough pawpaw to make this a threat. Yeah. But if you did, theoretically, you could develop brain lesions that are consistent with brain lesions found in Parkinson's disease.
Wow.
So you would, so this is something that bioaccumulates. It's not like I eat one pawpaw and oh gosh,
no,
it's over for me.
No, it accumulates. Yeah.
Nice.
For sure.
Dang.
So, it cannot be eaten in excess. You just have to treat yourself to the pawpaw occasionally. The little prairie banana.
That's very nice. Yeah, I've heard it called a benango.
Benango.
Oh my god.
Combination of the two,
That's great.
That's a really good choice.
It
Honestly,
is a great choice.
It's kind of an obscure fruit. I feel like and but it is it's intensely American.
And it's really well known where it grows.
Yeah.
And it's really loved by people who use it and eat it frequently in its native range.
Yeah. Will you be creating a public health crisis, though, by popularizing the pawpaw?
I mean, yeah, but that also... I mean, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Eventually, the FDA will pass rules about it or something. But it'll take a lot of deaths.
Well,
or Parkinson's disease like symptoms.
Might also be some GMO activity to make it slightly less deadly to eat.
Oh yeah, totally.
If it becomes a cultivar.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my very serious answer to this very serious topic. What have you guys got?
National fruit, the pawpaw.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Would you like me to go next?
Sure.
I was also serious.
Okay.
Don't be
No, I just
making noises.
No, you're great.
Semi-serious. Okay, ready? I mean, okay, new national category. The obvious answer. Their fruit is pretty good, I guess. But the obvious answer is national bug.
Okay. Yeah.
I am keeping it open. Does not have to be an insect. National bug. All creepy crawlies, welcome.
Can it be a disease?
No. I have 3 options. Option number 1, the honeybee.
Oh my god.
We think we're irreplaceable. We're not. Other people are better pollinators than us, and we secretly actually steal a lot of nectar rewards when no one is looking, but people assume we're actually good at our jobs when we're not. Because we have a lot of honey back home. We have a lot of money in our house.
We do?
We stole that money. The only reason we share our honey is when we are forced to. People try to point out that we aren't actually all that impressive, but we swarm out and annihilate them just by sheer numbers and the resources that we have stockpiled. This is the 1%.
Oh.
Yes. We had the 99%.
In the military-industrial complex.
We had the 99% represented earlier. This is the 1% recognized by the honeybee.
Okay.
Dang.
Also, it's already the state symbol for so many states for some ungodly reason.
Well, you've articulated some reasons.
Yeah.
much like the bald eagle might be unintentional,
Mhm.
but weirdly appropriate.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay,
So
I see.
Okay.
People would be on board with it too, and they wouldn't even need to know
Unfortunately.
the reason. They would
Yeah.
just be like, "Oh
Yeah.
we love honeybees."
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm with you so far.
Yep. Okay, option number 2,
Okay.
alternative option, one that like I would actually support, would be the Xerxes blue. Do you guys know the story
Oh.
behind the Xerxes blue?
I mean, it's where the Xerxes Society gets its namesake.
Correct. Yes.
And it is, I believe that is because it was the first butterfly species verifiably made extinct by human activity.
Correct.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
Okay.
It's a wonderful little blue butterfly, now extinct. It lived in these wonderful little sand dunes that were destroyed by land development.
Mm.
And yes, the first documented butterfly to go extinct directly due to human activity.
Okay.
It could be a warning to all of us to stop being so crappy. But also a reminder. So
Of how crappy we are.
I think
Okay.
we deserve that.
Okay.
Option number 3.
Wow. Dang. Okay.
The way that we keep whiplashing in this episode constantly between like really earnest like ideals of America
Mhm.
and just absolutely dunking on it.
Yeah, you know, you gotta have
very
both.
entertaining.
You gotta have
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
good to
balance.
stay humble.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, it'd be nice, like, legitimately, it's nice to bring awareness to, like, you know, imperiled species, even
Sure.
though that one's dead. So, you know. Anyways, number 3,
Yeah.
national bug. This is my favorite one.
Oh boy.
Mm.
National bug switched up every year. Every year we vote on a new national bug because there's so many. How could you possibly choose just one
Ooh.
when we could be spotlighting another beautiful, wonderful native bug? And again, this is including centipedes, bugs, all the creepy crawlies, all welcome under this new symbol. And this would be voted on by scientists, not children in classrooms who would definitely just choose honeybee over and over again.
I don't know.
That's not fair to kids.
I don't think that's
I
fair.
mean,
Look at the barred tiger salamander, one of our state's symbols, voted on by children.
yeah, so was the honeybee.
Kids like all kinds of out of pocket stuff though. Like they
Yeah.
would probably pick a roly-poly or like a crawdad or something, even though it's like, is that a bug? Children don't
it'd
care.
count.
They would do it.
Yeah, I'd take a crawdad. Okay, how about this?
Mhm.
Children can choose the top 10 and then scientists choose from there.
Scientists. Okay.
What about this? Let me pitch you an idea.
Okay.
The National Bug Stamp Competition.
Oh.
Just do a different bug. It becomes our national bug. It goes on the bug stamp, and it's sold in post offices across the
To
country.
raise
my
money
God.
for
Bugs.
Yeah.
That's really inspired. I also was going to pitch an idea. That one's so much better than what my idea was. That's so good. Did you see the way
Amazing.
that you short circuited Nicole's brain when you said that?
That's perfect, and I love it.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. Again, very open to all sorts of creepy crawlies, but my only stipulation is that it has to be native.
Yes.
Currently, more than half of the state insects are not native, primarily due to the honeybee, but also some other stupid non-native options in there.
Wait, what other non-native bugs were picked?
I don't remember. There's a lot, but it was stupid.
I can't think of any other bugs we brought over that aren't trash.
Fire ants.
They're trash.
I don't think a fire ant is a state symbol anyway. But yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I will say Alabama, Kentucky, and Tennessee all have the honeybee listed as the state agricultural insect. It is not their state
Oh.
insect.
Okay.
One of them did two of them have the monarch. One has some kind of swallowtail.
Okay.
So they have native insects as their state insect, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't know what other state agricultural insect you could possibly choose other than the honeybee, but that's okay. Delaware has a state macroinvertebrate.
What?
That's a really obscure category. I like that.
I know, it's
That's
so good.
What is it?
It's the stonefly.
Oh,
which is
that's just a
Okay.
weird choice. for
yeah,
that altogether. Yeah.
First to have a macroinvertebrate and then to not choose like something more basic, like
well, I would have
stonefly.
assumed
It's
it'd be
pretty
something
good.
like Chesapeake Bay related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mhm.
Okay.
how cool. Okay.
Yeah, so go Delaware.
Mad respect for Delaware.
Yeah,
Cool.
Sick.
yeah.
Like I thought it would have been like a food invertebrate,
Mm.
like a Maine
Shrimp.
lobster. You know.
Oh.
Well, that's not a
That's not a
macroinvertebrate.
Yeah.
Yeah, macroinvertebrates are specifically, at least the way I always see it named, is like always freshwater. It's those guys in the water that like,
Aren't microscopic.
yeah, aren't
No,
microscopic.
yeah, I know, but I didn't know it didn't include marine animals.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly am not 100% sure if it includes marine animals or not.
We Kansans
Lobster's
might be a
pretty
little bit
big.
lacking in marine.
I'm pretty sure
education.
lobsters are not, though.
They're pretty big.
Well, okay, hold up.
Crawdads.
Crawdads are macroinvertebrates.
Oh.
I don't know.
So maybe a sea bug as well.
Anyways, yeah. So national category bugs. Any bug welcome. Switched up every year. Native.
By a bug stamp competition.
Yes. That
Which
is yeah.
meets your stipulation of having a panel of judges
Yes.
that are qualified.
Yes.
Yes.
Still polling the masses,
Yep.
but ultimately picking something good.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And there's a junior version for kids to
Yeah.
draw.
That's
yeah,
fine.
Junior bug stamp.
Yeah.
No.
How do we make this a reality?
Contact your congresspersons.
Is that what it takes?
Let's just contact Xerxes
Probably.
Society, somebody with like pull that has resources behind them to,
Yeah.
get this in front
Grassroots
of the right
movements.
people.
Yes.
All right. I love it.
Indeed.
I'm ready.
All right, Alan,
Okay. Well,
take us home.
I wanted to get a little less serious
Oh boy.
because, I mean, look, it's a tough time out there. Okay. We at this point in our country's history, it feels like the younger generations, okay, are just, we look at the circumstances, we see things getting worse, and it doesn't feel sometimes in our hearts like things are going to get better. Okay, that's why I thought it would be important for one of our national symbols to be a true inspiration to Americans. Okay.
Oh.
For an animal that as things get worse, it just keeps getting better. Okay. Like it figures out a way to
Alan.
thrive.
No.
No, hold on.
Are you gonna propose a national invasive species?
Oh no. I was not going to do that. No. That was no, that's a I did honestly think about that though. I was like our national introduced species. No, this is going to be a symbol that I think really defines, that really I think will connect with those younger generations, because what do we do to survive things getting worse? We make memes about it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of are looking for like the silliness, the goofiness that we can wring from these bad situations.
For sure.
Okay.
That's why I would like to propose our national silly little guy, and I would like that to be the coyote.
Oh,
That's a
Okay.
hard sell, but I approve.
Here's why. Okay.
our national silly little guy.
Our national silly little guy. First of all, okay, coyotes. All right. American things about it. They are tenacious. They are adaptable. They are a true generalist. Also,
Yeah.
the most American things about it. Okay. They deal well with pressure. They deal well with persecution. They deal well with a landscape that is rapidly changing and in many ways becoming worse. Coyote populations, however, at the highest they've ever been in history. Okay. It's a great time to be a coyote.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a coyote in a city?
Yeah.
Yes.
They look totally unbothered. They're having a great time. They're just out there, it is like, sure, we hear a lot about ecological collapse and like climate change and, oh, we're on the brink. Coyotes, they don't care. They're a silly little guy. They're having fun out there.
Yeah, they
Okay?
are. Sometimes with other species.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just, they're doing it all. They are, everything about them deals well with like, okay, things are getting worse, but we're just going to keep getting better.
Mhm.
All right. You know, we've talked about this podcast before about how they're density dependent breeders.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm.
You kill them more, they come back even stronger.
Mhm.
The United States has launched an organized campaign to eradicate coyotes for the better part of a century. It has not worked. They laugh in the face of their destruction. Okay. You can't throw enough cyanide bombs out in the woods to kill every coyote. It's not going to work. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we're keep, you know, just vibing,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
Absolutely.
That's what we need to do. I feel like the coyote is a meme-worthy animal in that regard.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people are stuck, you know, with our raccoon and our opossum memes. Okay, we like those, right?
Mhm.
They're naturally silly little guys, but you know, the coyote, it has something. It has that, you know, that trickster energy to it.
Mhm.
Okay, that, you know, you go right, it's gonna go left. It's just it just really resonates with me, and I think it will resonate with the American people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's an important creature. I think it's, you know, a very important part of our national tapestry,
Mm.
and it absolutely refuses to die.
Yeah.
And I think that's the tack that we need to take. Okay.
I'm sold.
All right.
National silly little guy. Let's go.
Yeah. Put that on a coin, and
Does it have to be a silly illustration of it?
I'd be fine with it either way. It doesn't have
Yeah.
to be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It could be a national silly little guy emblem.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I like that.
And it's like a little like
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know that would be obviously a very tough sell, but I just think like coyotes and crows both really, I feel, represent the best parts of American people
Yeah.
in that sense.
feel like you're right there. I think coyote is a good pick. I think the only hard sell here is the category.
What could we change the category to?
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean, maybe the answer is to pit crows and coyotes against each other for the national animal.
Oh.
Oh,
But that doesn't seem fair because I feel like they work together sometimes.
They do work together. Actually, yeah, at carrion piles to harass larger predators and scavengers.
Yeah.
That's pretty common. Crows, like, you know, pull elaborate ruses on wolves and things like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What about national wingman
Oh.
to the national animal?
Yes. Yes.
The crow
Oh.
is not the wingman, by the way. It is the coyote. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm open to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a really fun episode, guys.
It's been great.
I'm a fan of nonsense. This was a nice mixture of all kinds of seriousness and extraordinary nonsense.
Yeah. Good stuff, guys.
Should we wrap this up?
Yes, we
I
should.
guess so.
All
Yeah.
right. So contact your Congress people. Let them know how strongly you feel about new national symbols. Let's get the crow on, you know, a flag or something. I don't know. Let's do it. Let's make this happen.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, how
Yeah.
cool would a national seal look like if it was like a crow and then black-eyed Susans and then like a little
Planarian.
just a planarian wiggling around down there.
You had me for a second.
Ooh, it's a rich thing. Okay.
The planarian's hidden in there.
He's in the background getting ready to eat the crow.
Hang on.
Let me do an outro for you.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, dear friends. The Best Biome is produced through our nonprofit, Grassland Groupies, dedicated to inspiring the conservation of grasslands. In the show notes, you can find our website, phone number, and social media accounts. Text, call, or tweet your suggestions, fan mail, hate mail, etc. If you enjoyed this show and want to support us, tell your friends about it and leave us a review. We could not do this without your support. We'll see you in a month.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Silence in a grassland.
It's not
I don't know.
silence at
You know,
all.
like, okay. You know, like when you drive out to the. I mean, yeah. But also not necessarily. Because you know, like when you leave the city, you drive out, get out of your car, and it's just like, you know, that feeling. It's like, it's overwhelming to me every time. It's like, wow, this is incredibly silent.